Welcome to the BLUF podcast, where you get the bottom line up front and we won't waste your time.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the BLUF Line. Again, I am excited to be on the move here with the BLUF Line podcast. We have an opportunity to get out of our office where we normally do our regular recordings and come out to Columbia High School here in Huntsville, Alabama for our episode 20 to kick it off. Again, thank you for listening in and tuning in and sending us requests on what you want to hear or listen, or get those people that you are looking to have give out some good information. Again, we have three special guests. Normally we have one or two, but today we have three special guests. We have Sergeant First Class retired Gwendolyn Spears, one of our junior ROTC instructors here at Columbia High School. And we have two wonderful cadets out of Columbia High School Junior ROTC program. We have the Battalion Commander, Jennifer Law, and we have the Operations Sergeant Major, Jaqueen Barber, here with us today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them kind of introduce themselves. Again, I want to say thank you for them to be on the podcast and give us some great insight on the Junior ROTC program. The goal today is just to give us an insight of what the Junior ROTC program does at our high schools, or anybody that might be interested in wanting to take on the program, and to give them a little bit of an insight on what they do on a day-to-day basis and what they do coming in. Okay, well, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Sergeant First Class retired Spears.
Good morning, Sergeant Major. It's so great to be here this morning. I am Sergeant First Class retired Gwendolyn Spears. I've been teaching JROTC for about a little bit over 15 years now. Started off in Louisiana and ended up here in Alabama. I'm pretty excited to be a part of a program. I was born in a little town in Louisiana. I have three daughters. Mr. Spears and my kids have kind of been around with me, hanging tough with me. When I retired from the military, I actually wanted to make a lot of money, actually. That was my goal. So as soon as I retired, I went overseas and lived in Kuwait for some time. And then, sometimes money isn't always the answer. And I felt a calling to help young people develop in high school. So that's how I ended up teaching ROTC.
Well, that's awesome, and you're right. I think a lot of people, as they prepare to transition, they want to go for the money. But then there's also, what is that goal that you really want to do? What's that calling? And that's great, Sergeant Spears, on talking to us a little bit about what that calling is. And it seems like your calling was to come and help kids, and that's awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it over to the Junior ROTC Battalion Commander and let her introduce herself.
Thank you. I am Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Law. Jennifer Law, the Eagle Battalion Commander. I'm a senior. It's my fourth year in the program. A little bit about me is my whole family's been in the RC program. So my older brother, he wants to go to the military, and he's at UAB studying to become a doctor. And then my younger sister's also in the program. So it's a whole family thing.
Awesome. So thank you to Jennifer Law to introduce herself as the Junior ROTC Battalion Commander here at Columbia High School. The commander corrected me on that. I must have said it wrong, I'm sure. But thanks for that. Now introducing the Operations Sergeant Major, Jaqueen Barber. I'm going to go ahead and let you go ahead. Maybe I messed up your name too. I don't know. Go ahead.
It's fine. Good morning. My name is Jaqueen Barber. I'm the Sergeant Major of the Eagle Battalion. This is my fourth year here at Columbia High School in JROTC. A little about myself. My he's in the Navy. I also do plan on going into the military. So kind of happy to be in ROTC, learn a little bit about it, and I'm just happy to be here.
Well, that's awesome. I think we got a good span of people on the show today to give us a good insight on not only the Junior ROTC program, but a little bit about themselves, and then a little bit about the walks of life that you guys come from. And I'm sure there's so many different people that come onto the Junior ROTC program that you get to meet and go through from freshman all the way to senior. What I'd like to do is get to learn a little bit about Columbia High School, right? So what is the motto or the mascot of Columbia High School?
Oh, we're the Eagles.
The Eagles? And is there a motto that you guys go by or something like that?
Yes, we do have a motto in ROTC that we do use.
Okay. Y'all want to go for it?
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Boom.
Pugawa. The Eagles have the power. The Eagles are the best, yeah, the best by a test. We're smart, we're tight, we call our cadence right.
EAGLES Eagles.
Yeah.
EAGLES Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, we're rough, we're tough, we're always ready. The Eagle Battalion is rock steady.
That is awesome, man. I'm excited about that. I'm sure, I would ask you, what do you think that motto does for people in the junior ROTC program? Because they have to learn it, right? So I'm sure when they're starting and getting going, what does it mean to you guys?
Well, to me, when I first heard about the motto, I thought it was really cool. It gave me something to remember. It definitely took some time for me to get used to it, but it was like a nice little thing that we all, we did it a lot. For me, it was just like a fun little thing that we did, like, as ROTC.
For me, it's like a good way to show our spirit and stuff. In the beginning, when I initially joined JROTC, I said, why are these seniors always screaming this motto? Like, It's not that fun. Right. But it's a way where it's something that we can all like connect with and unites all of us.
There you go. I think it kind of builds camaraderie between all the cadets, right? Like you said, it brings you all together. It allows you to have something that you guys can unite with and working off that motto. I think that's pretty neat. Well, you talked a little bit about you guys and your background. What I'd like to do is let you give the audience listening out there a little perspective of the junior ROTC program. And I'd like for you to start, when you first initially like signed up, right? When you decided, or even start where you decided like, okay, should I take this class or should I not? What was that mental gymnastics that you went through to say, okay, I'm going to join junior ROTC? And I'm going to give you a chance too, Sarma.
Initially, my brother was in the program for like 4 years, but I didn't even know he was in the program. That's how not close I was with my brother. Right. It wasn't until I was in 7th grade, Columbia High School JROTC, they came to Williams, where my middle school was, and they did a demonstration. They had people spinning, people doing push-ups, people doing like Raider Challenge and things like that. I was like, what is this? But it's all like with you learn. They talked about how like you learn military discipline. Like they don't want you to join the military, but it gives you like a structure and like kind of guides you like towards success. So freshman year, I was like, you know what? I could join that. All my friends were like, yeah, we're gonna be on that team, and we're just gonna be the best. And then I joined the program. I said, now they want us to wear a uniform? Because before then, I never wore a uniform in my life. Right. But it taught me how to balance my time. It's like a small lesson. It's deeper than just wearing a uniform once a week. It's learning how to balance your time, and it helps build confidence because you have to learn how to maintain and keep your appearance and all that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, that's good. Well, thank you for that, Sergeant Major.
I was actually there also, middle school, when junior ROTC, when they came and did some demonstrations. For me, I thought it looked...
What do you think? It looked cool?
Yeah, I thought it did look pretty cool.
Yeah? You enjoyed the way the drill team went through and did their drill, or what?
For me, it was arm exhibition.
Okay.
They were throwing the rifles in the air, passing them to each other. That's really what got me hooked on. I really wanted to do that and learn that specifically. I remember coming to practice. There'd be multiple days that I would just hit myself with the rifle. I've gotten injured plenty of times. I'm wearing a boot right now. I broke my foot, but ROTC really gives me something to do.
So you had the opportunity to be on the drill team? Is that what it's the drill team?
Yes.
Okay, so you really enjoyed it.
I did.
I can tell you, I've seen a lot of drill teams, and they are very, very impressive. And even at the junior ROTC level, those competitions that you guys go, I've had the opportunity to be a judge of one, and they are stiff judges. Stiff competition out there because you guys are really, really good. Over to Sergeant First Class Spears. As you see cadets or future cadets coming in, what are your thoughts on freshmen coming in to explore the junior ROTC program?
I think it's a great program, Sergeant Major, because it teaches them so many life skills. And that's what we try to get over to the students is that you're going to come into a program, you're going to become part of a family within a school, right? Because when you transition from middle school to high school, there's so many things that you're learning because you don't know anything about high school. So we try to get them to a place where they understand that it's not about the military. We're trying to teach you, how to communicate, teamwork. We value leadership, standing apart from the crowd, having that confident level. We do teach the 7 Army values. So, the honor, the duty, the respect, giving to the community, becoming part of the community, seeing themselves maybe in situations where, sometimes we have students that are raised in a certain environment that someone hasn't told them that they can be someone great. And so my job is to say, look, your environment doesn't define you. You can become anyone that you desire to be. And then there's just the students, we push them academically. So our first thought for the kid is so that they can become academically sound.
Okay.
We want them the desire to go to college. Some of them are first generation college students.
That's right.
Right? So we're like a coach, we're a mentor. We even become surrogate parents to the students because we become very involved in their personal lives, just making sure they have the best of a world in front of them. So
Right. I mean, I would tell you that is a great story because when you being in the military, we're always taught to take care of our soldiers, and we do that so greatly. We take care of them left and right, sometimes to the finances, to they're coming to ask you about marriage or for first purchase of a car, and they're in that adulthood. And when they're here in this program, you're going from a middle school to a high school. And you hate to say it's scary for kids because they're like, I'm not scared. But there is a little bit of nerves there going into a high school because you don't know what to expect. And then, you got a program out there, the Junior ROTC program, that can bring in people, students, and then kind of have those foundations that they can build off of and go forward. I think that's pretty neat. So I would ask you, when you sat in the class, in the Junior ROTC class for the first time, what were your thoughts? Were you like, oh, I made the biggest mistake, or no, I think this is going to be a good fit?
My first time sitting in a JROTC class, I sat there and I was like, wow, this class I can actually use. Like, my previous classes, it's just stuff where I can just learn and spit it out for a test. But this teaches you lifelong skills. I can use it for the future. And like, what you don't learn is like, not only do you learn in class about lifelong skills, the instructors are like the most valuable part of the program because they, with all their experience in the military and their life, they live their life and they try to make us better than them. I always take that with me because they always tell us to always bring others up with us.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts, Sergeant Major Barber?
My first time being in an ROTC classroom, I remember first getting there, and I had this crazy amount of hair that would just, it looked pretty bad looking back at pictures. And I remember him talking to me. I think that was like the first thing he said. He was like, I think he said, with all that hair, you look like a clown. But I didn't take that personal. That just taught me, I need to look more presentable. And I do like my hair now. Honestly, JROTC as a whole has made me a better student, has taught me a lot of life skills. Yeah. And honestly, I'm just glad I stayed in it.
That's good. What, you had something?
Oh, I remember when he first joined the program, our Sergeant Major at the time, Sergeant Major Mike, he said, boy, if you want to be on my color guard, you got to cut that hair off your head.
I did cut it.
Right. Well, I mean, it starts to establish some things there, within you to say, okay, well, if I want to be part of this team, let me be all the way in and start, at least looking professionally too, along with it. I would tell you that I'm sure it built y'all's communication skills too, because, you guys are some great speakers here. I would tell you, what were your thoughts on, when you started Junior ROTC program to now a senior, do you think it helped you in your communication skills?
I definitely think it helped me with my communication skills. In the beginning, I was out there. I was always active, but I didn't really talk much. I just kind of like kind of hid in the back, kind of. But with them, they expose you to different things. So like that made me a better leader because they would put me in the front. Sergeant Spears would be like, "La, come over here." I'm like, "What? Sergeant Spears? I'm a freshman. Don't leave me alone." But they really pushed me out of my shell, and I really appreciate that because I wouldn't be here where I'm at today.
No, most definitely. And that's good starting at the Junior ROTC program because definitely when you join the service, you'll get out there and you'll already have that skill embedded in you. So you guys will be out there doing great things. What was your take on it when you got there as a freshman to now senior? Do you think your communication skills improved?
Definitely. To add on what the BC said, I remember I still am a quiet student, but I could be loud when I need to be because of ROTC. They do help us with that. Like we do briefs about every week. We do a lot of communication stuff, speaking out loud, and that really helps with life because you're gonna have jobs where you're gonna have to, go for a certain position. You know, when you get to college, you're going to have to present and things like that. So honestly, I'm just glad for that.
Nice. Sergeant Spears, I would say, as an instructor here at the Junior ROTC program, is there phases, like when you're a freshman, we're going to put you through this kind of phase, and then as you go along, by the time you're a senior, you should have completed some phases in the ROTC program?
There are sergeant majors. So the first phase, is just like going through a basic training. So it's the foundational piece. And really we start them off trying to get them to buy into the program as a freshman, knowing that they're no longer an individual, they have a team, they have a partner, and that every little thing that they do can either impact positive or negatively the entire group of individuals. Then when they come to my classroom, I teach sophomores. So then that's where they really home in on their communication skills. They have briefings that they have to present on a weekly basis.
Nice.
And so they learn how to stand in front of their peers and become very confident. They compete in my class all the time. Who's going to do the best briefing?
Really?
Who's going to memorize it without looking at something? Mm-hmm. Then that's the second phase, is where they begin to learn leadership, because they begin to take care of the let one. So they have responsibilities. In my classroom as a 10th grader, they are in charge of my class. Then they are in charge of the let ones. So then they start the process of being in charge, like a squad leader. Yeah. They go like the military, they become a squad leader. And then they go to the platoon sergeant in the colonel's room as a 3 and a 4. So there is phases. Right. And at each phase, we push them a little bit harder, a little bit harder.
Well, that's good, right? Because you can just go through high school, or you can be part of a program that's going to push your limits, and then really kind of put you where you probably need to be by the time you're graduating high school.
It makes you a better you, because you wouldn't know what you're capable of unless you were pushed in that situation. Mm-hmm.
And we expect different. So as a 9th grader, we know that you're brand new. Right. But by the time you become a 10th grader, our expectation is different, even when you walk the hallway. Mm-hmm. So we expect you to be the representation of the program. We're constantly, our eyes are on them as they move throughout the hallway. Mm-hmm. The teachers know them. When they wear that uniform, even the administration has a greater expectation of them, because they're part of a bigger program. Yeah. And so we tell them, when you move throughout the hallway or a classroom, you're representing the entire battalion. Right. You're representing the instructors. When you go into your community, you're representing Columbia High School. So the expectation and the demand becomes greater at each level.
That's absolutely right. I mean, same thing in the Army, right? I mean, it's not about Command Sergeant Major Jimenez. It's about the Army and what I am representing. Everywhere I go, there's eyes on us. So we got to make sure we maintain professionalism at all times. That's good. My last question before we start to slowly close out, and I'll let you guys, thank whoever you want to thank, or say hi to whoever you want to say hi to. I would say, if you're and I'll go to Sergeant Major, if you're an 8th grader barber, right, and you're thinking about it, I want you to put yourself back as an 8th grader, and someone thinking about, what would you tell barber in 8th grade to ensure that at least try out the Junior ROTC program? You might find that it's something that would be wonderful for you and carry it through the 4 years of high school. What would you do or what would you have wanted to hear when you were an 8th grader?
Okay, when I was an 8th grader, there's a lot of things that, was pulling me towards the program, but there's a lot of things that, have me think, do I really want to do this? I just want to let upcoming upgraders know that if you want to join, you might as well just go ahead and do it. I know a lot of people, there's like a perception that if you join JROTC, you have to go into the military. Mm-hmm. That's not true. Right. Most of the things that's bad about ROTC, they're not true. It's all good things. It teaches you leadership, life skills, basically just how to be better function in life itself. Right. So if you're thinking about doing it, go ahead. We accept everyone. Come out, have a good time.
Hey, that's great. I appreciate that, because I'm sure there could be a parent out there that says, hey, you need to listen to this program, Look what they're talking about, Junior ROTC program. You might want to try that as you transition to high school, right? What are your thoughts? What would you tell your 8th grade law back in the day?
8th grade law. I'll tell her what my sergeant major told me, Barty told me. Pay up front so you don't have to pay later. So throughout the 4 years of program, you get free ACT prep. We're exposed to so many different careers, like the military and then robotics and drones and all that STEM stuff. And also, it just teaches you lifelong skills, and you honestly you're in an environment of people that want to do better. So I genuinely believe that you are who you surround yourself with. So when you're surround yourself with people who are like want to be successful and are driven, then you're gonna follow along them.
Right. No, that's awesome, and I appreciate y'all's comments on that. And to our junior ROTC instructor, Sergeant First Class Spears, I will ask you, what would you tell eighth graders as an instructor of the program as they're transitioning or preparing to come to high school and exploring different options? Why junior ROTC?
I would say, what are your dreams? Because we're going to help you get there, or we're going to help guide you. We're going to help steer you in the right direction. We have a lot to offer. We have a lot of experience. We know that this program will help you academically. It will help you mentally. It will help you physically. It will help you see yourself where maybe you don't think you can achieve certain goals. We're going to push you. We're going to help you, and we're going to help. We're going to partner with your parents, and we're going to help you become the better you.
That's awesome. Again, I want to say thank you guys for being on the BLUF line, which is the bottom line up front. So you get the opportunity to talk about, junior ROTC program. I'm going to give you all each a mic to say thank you or say hi to any of your family members or friends that are out there before we close this episode out. So, I'll go with Sergeant Major and we'll work our way down.
Thanks for having us. Hi, Mom.
There you go. BC, La?
Thank you for having us. I want to say thank you to all my instructors. I wouldn't be here without you guys.
All right. Sergeant Spears?
First of all, I want to say thank you to Sergeant Major for having us, for allowing us to share a little bit about the program. I want to say thank you to Mr. King, who is the principal of this school, and all of the other principals. I want to say thank you, Ms. Maston, for being in the room today. For Mr. Coker, of course, I want to thank my mother because she has been the rock in my life and to help me in my military career, and all of those NCOs and officers that walked me through the process of getting to this point in my life. And I actually want to say thank you to the cadets because it has been the greatest honor learning from them, walking with them, and just being able to impart into their lives. And I do want to say thank you to God because this is an assignment. Yes. This is actually the greatest job I've probably ever had.
That is so great, and I thank you for that. As we close out our episode here on the BLUF line, it is an honor to be here at Columbia High School to the Eagles to talk about the junior ROTC program. But just know and understand that there are junior ROTC programs in almost every high school out there. So if you're interested, by all means, go and ask those questions and check it out. You might find yourself in a great place with a great team and learn some lifelong skills as you work your way through high school. So thank you to the team. Thank you to Columbia High School for allowing us to come and be part of the school for a little bit. And thank you guys for recording on the BLUF line. To all our listeners out there, I want to say thank you. And by all means, continue to send in some requests so we can bring some people onto the show. And with that said, I am off the net. Thank you very much.